Guys, after I haven't uploaded a single video in the last 10 days, it is time for a new update here on the Bitcoin price, because within the last few days we have seen a crazy explosive move to the upside. But I can already tell you, we have to be careful because the Bitcoin price is forming some very interesting new chart patterns on the smaller time frame that actually have to play out before we can be sure in any case to reach a new all-time high within the next couple of days and weeks. So guys, if you now want to know if we have to expect a bigger correction for the Bitcoin price to come, stay around, like I said, till the very end of the video, because I will also give you a big update on my 3x long position. As you guys know, I am in a 3x long position since a couple of weeks now already. I've been telling you that I've been scaling this 3x long position up very slowly, and now this long position is actually in a profit. But I already closed some of it, guys. Yesterday I already closed a portion of this long in a profit. Like I said, stick around till the very end of the video. You don't want to miss out on this potential price move coming next for Bitcoin. Besides that, I will also go through actually my complete closed P&L history here of the last month to give you a better understanding of how we have been trading this whole Wyckoff accumulation, or this whole Wyckoff logic pretty much, and how also the future plans with the trades are looking now after we've seen this massive pump to the upside, and we are not looking to complete actually here this Wyckoff accumulation, but we are already just breaking out here in phase B at the moment to the upside. So is this maybe only a dead cat bounce? All of this in today's video. So like I said, stick around, and now let's not talk too much. If you haven't already, smash up a like here on this video. Every single video of mine reaches at least 1,000 thumbs up, so if we haven't reached those 1,000 thumbs up, make sure to smash up a like, and don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell next to the subscription button so you don't miss out on any future uploads. But now let's not talk too much and let's jump right into the charts. What we have seen is this big Wyckoff logic, right? And I have told you guys that in my opinion, within the last couple of weeks, I've repeated this multiple times, that I am actually expecting the Bitcoin price to either already find its bottom at the $35,000 level, or actually at the $18,000 to $20,000 level. And this was because most people were expecting that we would see a consolidation here around the $30,000 to $29,000 level, but that would be actually then the case that all the retail investors, all the normal people, all the people that are actually watching the video right now would have gotten the perfect entry point. But if you're watching my videos, actually you got a perfect entry point now. We have long positions open. We already started accumulating Bitcoin. Why? Because for the big players, it's not interesting to have the price reach the price levels where everybody think we are going to bounce, because the retailers, the mainstream, would have bought here at the $28,000, $30,000 level. This is not in the interest of the big players. The big players used this downwards momentum. They used the narrative where everybody thought we are going lower. Nobody bought here. Everybody still was selling, of the mainstream at least. I mean, we as a community, we did the exact opposite. That's why we have long positions open, right? But everybody was still selling. They thought we would go lower. And this time the big players accumulated. Now we are pumping and people are now FOMOing in. So the big players got a good entry. The retailers jump in with FOMO again. So if we have seen now the bottom here at $35,000, I don't think we will fall below that in any case. I could imagine that we are forming here somewhat of a W pattern or something. This is for sure possible. So another retest of the $35,000 for sure in the room of possibilities. One thing that I'm still very sure about is that in the case that we would break the $35,000 level to the downside, that, like I said, that I would then expect the bottom to come in at the earliest at $20,000 to $18,000, because then the mainstream would buy in at the $29,000 to $30,000 level. The mainstream would buy in there, and then we would need to see another big correction so that the mainstream gets wrecked, liquidated, and so on. So we would never be able to find the bottom here in that area, at least how the chart looks at the moment. So now let's talk about the future of Bitcoin. Are we going to continue this pump? Are we going to a new all-time high? For this, I first of all want to go to the smaller time frames, the 4-hourly, and we can already see that the Wyckoff accumulation phase here pretty much completely got invalidated. We saw like I mentioned in my last video, maybe you can remember that I was talking about here this big ascending triangle, this big broadening wedge. I told you guys that I see the potential of us breaking here the broadening wedge to the upside higher than the potential of it breaking to the downside. If we're now taking a look, you can already see this broadening wedge actually broke here to the upside a little bit later than expected, but still, we broke here this broadening wedge to the upside as expected. We had a very bullish price target here of, let me draw here in that beautiful ascending triangle. We had the breakout target of this broadening wedge that was reached perfectly on the breakout. As you guys can see, boom, price target was reached. Price started to consolidate right after we reached the price target of the broadening wedge. We actually formed here somewhat of a bull flag or also an ascending triangle. For the ascending triangle, the price target has already been reached. As we can see here, price target already reached. If we are also looking at the bull flag here, the bull flag price target has not fully, but it has pretty much been also perfectly reached. As you guys can see, price target of this bull flag also perfectly reached. So we don't really have any bullish price targets at the moment for Bitcoin above us. The only thing we have actually above us, and now let me zoom in here again a little bit, is the only thing that we have above us is a very strong resistance on the bigger time frames. And here I will go to the daily time frame for this. We have a bigger horizontal resistance here with multiple, to be exact, almost 10 touch points. I'm talking about this white line here where we have one support touch point, two support touch points, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pretty much 9 confirmations that this horizontal support is relevant for the Bitcoin price. Now that we fell below it, now this support has for sure turned into resistance. So now we actually have to break that to the upside before we can really see the next big price move. So the $44,000 level, this is the price level I would like to see a very strong breakout above of. I would like to see a daily candle closing above the $44,000 level. In the best case, I would even like to see a bounce of the $44,000 to be sure that the $35,000 have actually been the bottom. And one thing we cannot forget, taking here the Fibonacci retracements into account, we can already see that also if we are pumping above the $44,000 level, that exactly here at this 46,700, we would have some resistance coming in. This could be the resistance then perfectly working here as the resistance for the retest before we then break to the upside and reach new all-time highs in the next couple of months. But this, like I said, is the best case scenario because so far we haven't broken the $44,000 yet. Even looking here at the smaller time frames, I want to show you something very important. I want to show you this non-failure swing with, as you can see, an A, B point, then the S1 line, the C point, the D point, a lower low, right? A lower low, then a pump that actually fails right above the S1 point, the E point, and then we are correcting and pretty much the non-failure swing is confirmed as soon as we break the D low to the downside. And this is actually what we are seeing here happening right now. We saw a pump back above the S1 line here, small wick on the hourly. We are now correcting to the downside. We haven't broken D to the downside, so we haven't broken the $43,400 level to the downside with an 1 hourly close, so I'm still waiting for that. But if that happens, I think we are actually seeing here on the daily time frame also a very clear rejection of the $44,000 level, and we should be prepared to, for example, form here a massive inverse head and shoulders pattern as a reversal pattern. This could be a possibility, right, where we can also retest the old resistance here at the $39,000 level. So there's a lot of possibilities here. I have to say that in my opinion, we are in a 50-50 scenario here right now. As you remember, for example, when we were in this consolidation phase here, I was very sure that we won't correct to the downside anymore. I opened 10x, 20x long positions that we used here on the run-up to generate crazy profits. I had $19 million long trade, all kinds of stuff, $3 million in unrealized profits. Crazy trades were going on here, and I was very sure that the run-up would continue once again against the 11-year resistance, which exactly happened, right? We exactly retested once again the 11-year resistance, and that was then also the point where I started to scale down my long positions a little bit, which you can also perfectly see here in my P&L history for example, this account. As you guys know, I trade on Femex as well, so these are not all my trades from the last month, but since I show all my trades in my videos, and I always say when I go long on Femex, we actually didn't have a single trade, as you guys remember. And here, looking at my P&L history pretty much, the last trades that I really did here are on the 16th of October, guys, on the 16th of October 2021. And looking at the 16th of October here, we can already see that this is actually the price level of $62,000. So this was almost at our all-time high. And what did I do on the 16th of October? I actually closed my long positions, as you guys can see. I took 1 Bitcoin in profit. I took 0.5 Bitcoins in profit. I took another 1.4 Bitcoin in profit. I took another 0.2 Bitcoin in profit. So in total here, we took 2.2 Bitcoin in profit on the 16th. Since then, I didn't open a single trade, as you guys can see. 16th of October, the next trade I'm doing here is actually on the 10th of December. This is the next trade I'm doing here, the 10th of December, somewhere around this price level. As you guys can see, I opened a long trade with an entry of the $48,900 level, and this trade actually got liquidated. As you guys can see, it got liquidated. I lost 0.4 Bitcoin, which is not bad because 2 months earlier I closed my longs, made 2.2 profit. As you guys remember, I also closed my Femex long trade at $64,000 with a combined profit of well above $500,000. So in general, in this run-up, we made a lot, multiple hundreds of thousands. I think even with the other trades that we closed, above $1 million in profit so far. We pretty much only had one trade that failed, and we only lost 0.4 Bitcoin off of that. And now the trade that you are seeing right now, so the last interactions we had here on the 22nd of January this year, and also the 7th of this month of 2022, I only closed my long position a little bit and even made here 0.04 Bitcoin in profit. So $1,000 in realized profit on that trade already. And like I said, this trade with the 3x leverage, guys, since we were not sure where the bottom will be, and we didn't want to have another trade that gets liquidated like this one, a little bit of a more high-risk try with the profits that we made, or a small portion of the profits that we made before, I actually left that trade open. I had the 3x trade. I told you the last couple of weeks over and over again that the only thing that I'm doing is scaling that trade up a little bit. And in the case that we are correcting now, again, we are not finding the bottom at the $35,000 level. In the worst case, we are getting rejected here from the 44K. No problem at all. I will actually then just scale up this long position once again. I still have here 2 Bitcoin in available balance. I still have way more to deposit in the worst case. So I will just scale this trade up and keep my liquidation price out of the way, because as I explained to you in my last videos, I don't expect the Bitcoin price to go anywhere below $20,000 to $18,000. But now let's focus on the short term, guys. I think it looks very, very interesting since we have actually this non-failure swing scenario and the possible rejection of the 44K level. That was the reason why yesterday I already closed here $127,000 of my $600,000 trade. That is now only $500,000 big anymore. I already closed some of it, since I have to say I see the potential of another correction coming in here, to be not 100%, but like I said, until we break the $44,000 to the upside, we for sure don't have a guarantee of this bull run continuing. And only then, only if the $44,000 breaks to the upside, only then I would actually start scaling up this long position here once again. But now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to smash up a like, don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell. I know in today's video I had to go a little bit in the past, had to look at the charts, what has happened. Now in tomorrow's video, again, we will jump into the content with new chart patterns, with new predictions. But after 10 days, this is just a little bit of a recap what happens, a small price prediction for the future, and a small warning to not get all too bullish yet. And guys, if you are following my strategy, you probably even opened 3x long positions down here. Some of you opened them at the exact same point as I have, and so on and so on. So guys, we are in 3x long positions anyways. If the price should pump now more to the upside, we are making profits either way. We shouldn't get too greedy. As you guys know, being greedy is one of the biggest mistakes you can do in trading. So that's what I'm not doing here for sure. But the future will show us what to do next. Like I said, $44,000. We need, it's a very deciding price level to break to the upside and also to confirm that. And also the $43,400 level. this is the point for the smaller time frames. This is what we should keep an eye on today. The $44,000 level is a level for the next upcoming days and even the next 1 or 2 weeks to break. Here, this $43,400 level, I mean, if we break that to the downside, for sure, a little bit of short-term downside is here to expect it, and then we just have to take a look what happens when Bitcoin then retests here old supports and support areas. If we break them then to the downside, that would be then the case where we need to expect $35,000 levels for Bitcoin again. But so far, like I said, it's looking not all too bad. 50-50. Like I said, just wait. We are prepared for all scenarios. Little recap here. Smash up a like, and we see us in the next video. Bye-bye.